I'd like to tell you a short story that I wrote in 2018, almost 2 years after becoming a Christian. It is called When Two Journey. One day, there was a man who was being suffocated by the darkness, unable to move. All he could manage to do was to call out to God, to ask for his help, for his mercy, and to shine some light upon his life. Out of the darkness came a tiny speck of light, barely visible. Over the next few years, it gradually becomes bigger and brighter, until one day, standing in front of him, was a very beautiful woman, with a smile so bright it could only have come from God, because she was a torchbearer for the Lord. Her smile warmed the man's heart and brought him comfort. The woman was on a journey. As the man wasn't doing much and felt safe in the glow of her smile, he decided to journey with her for some of the way. They hadn't travelled far when the man broke down, because God had made himself known. He healed the man and bid him to stand and follow his God. The man was full of thanks for his God and all he had done in the man's life, including sending his torchbearer. It seemed that God was happy for the man and the woman to travel a bit further together as they journeyed closer to the Lord. After some time, some darkness appeared and slowly grew, almost like a shadow following them. The man turned to the woman, and her smile wasn't so bright, and she looked almost cold. He was confused, asking her what was wrong, not understanding why she didn't know, or why she became frustrated with the questions. So he called to God and searched for him. When he found him, he asked his questions, and instead of an answer, God gave him memories of his life and of his journey with the woman. Eventually the man understood. He walked to the woman, held out his hand, and she handed him a flaming torch. He turned towards the shadow, letting the light from the torch engulf the shadow until it was gone. He smiled, more than he had ever smiled before. Then he remembered who had taught him to smile like that. Turning back, he looked into the eyes of the woman, a glimmer of her old smile returning. He smiled back. When two journey together, they can share the burden of who carries the torch and encourage the other when the light is dim. I hope you enjoyed that story. I'll just leave you with two Bible passages that I feel relate to this story. The first one is from 1 John 1 verse 5. This is the message we've heard from him and proclaimed to you, that God is light and in him is no darkness at all. And the other one is from John chapter 13, 34 to 35. A new commandment I give to you, that you love one another. Just as I have loved you, you also are to love one another. Have a great day. Goodbye.